Hello everyone, it's Ron from RJJ's Reactions, and I am back with Dan Vasc, and in this case he's singing Love Me Tender. This is an Elvis Presley cover. Of course I'm familiar with the song. I've heard Elvis Presley do it, and I've heard a lot of other people do it as well. Some of them well, some of them not so well, but it's a great song, and I'll be very interested to see what Dan does with it. We know Dan's an amazing singer. And just before we jump into the music, if you don't mind hitting that subscribe button, that helps the channel a lot. If you want to help some more, check in the description. There are ways to donate to the channel. Also a way to bump up your request if you want to get it a lot earlier than on the regular list, which is quite long. But I appreciate everyone sending in suggestions and recommendations. I keep adding to the regular list. Excuse me. Some of them are uh, some viewers, probably wonder why I'm not getting to their song. It's just that it's long. So, and I can only do a couple a day usually. Sometimes I get a few more on the weekend, but it's difficult to record more than that. I have my regular job, L.T.L. Tutoring Central, and I'm working at that all the time. So be patient. I will get to them. But if you really do want it bumped up, there is a way to do that in the description. Love Me Tender, Elvis Presley. Let's have a listen.
I woke up the other day and I decided to check my Facebook inbox messages. I never do that. I receive lots of messages and there's no time. But for some reason, I decided to do it that day. And there was a message from a lady called Annie that said, quote, "Hi, Dan. I realize you're likely very busy, but my husband is 78 and just loves your YouTube channel. He's terminally ill, and last night, as he listened to you, he noticed you did an American trilogy, Elvis cover. He cried his heart out for you on the loss of your father. He wanted me to ask you for your permission for your video to be played at his service when he passes." End of quote. Talking to Annie, I discovered that her husband, Robert.
I think you could see and feel, his hesitation there was trying to swallow the emotion, hold on because he needs to get through the video. I've done that several times. Sometimes I don't manage to hold it back. Sometimes I do, but you have to pause for a minute and just kind of absorb that emotion. It's so heartfelt and it's so painful. And having lost his father and did that trilogy, which I didn't realize at the beginning when I recorded it. It is on the channel, but at the end I did realize what was going on. But yeah, it's very difficult, and I understand.
Is a big Elvis fan, so this one goes to Robert and Annie.
Very nice. Must be Robert and Annie there.
Love me tender, love me sweet, never.
Okay, I know it's early. I'm going to back up because just the way he came in there, that tone right off the top was incredible. Have I gone back far enough?
Love me tender, love me sweet, never let me go. You have made my life complete, and I love you so. Love me tender, love me true, all my dreams fulfill. For Oh, my darling, I love you, and I always will. Love me tender, love me long, take me to your heart. For it's there that I belong, and will never part. Love me tender, love me true, all my dreams fulfill. For my darling, I love you, and I always will. Love me tender, love me dear, tell me you are mine. I'll be yours through all the years, till the end of time. Love me tender, love me true, all my dreams fulfill. For my darling, I love you, and I always will.
Wow. Mm. The timbre of his voice was perfect for this song. Sometimes he says something at the end. I think that's not happening here, though. Yeah. I'll put a link to his channel in the description, as I said, so you can go there and check out everything else if you want. All the whatever comes at the end, the credits and Patreon members and etc. And check out Dan's channel and like, subscribe, and all that. Support the artist. But this was very touching, of course. Yeah, and I'm thinking of my wife, who I lost several years ago now, but it still touches you when you hear of other people having difficulty or losing. We just had a family member die a couple of weeks ago in my family. As you get older, that happens more and more often, unfortunately. But then when I say unfortunately, the only way that doesn't happen is if I die first. So so I don't know. There you go. That's life. That's why you have to grab on and enjoy what you have. So this was very nice what he did for Robert and Annie. I think I said those names right. Um, but yeah, very nice to just get a message and to try to provide some more music for uh, both of them, but particularly Robert, who apparently really loved Elvis Presley, and he must love Dan Vasc's versions of Elvis as well, by the sound of it. And they are very touching songs to start with. And then, of course, if you're in a position and uh, you're facing, we're all dying. Since we were born, we started to die, I guess, theoretically, but you're getting closer and closer, and you know that there's an illness, as Robert does, and as I did with my wife, and she knew, she was aware. And but it's tough, and it can go on for a while, and it's tough on the caretaker as well. It's tough on Annie as well, because you're the one that's left with the emotion. You're the one that's there, and you're also the one that's taking on a lot of what needs to be done, and you're happy to do it in one way, but it can be exhausting, and quite trying physically and mentally. I think I lost 30 or 40 pounds when I something like that. I dropped a lot, and and I wasn't way overweight to start with. So anyway, that's just a little bit of an aside, but this was beautiful. He did a really nice job. Like I say, the timbre of his voice, the tones were just perfect. I mean, I really don't think you could do a better version of this song, except for the only thing I was thinking, and the music was great. Like the instrumentation, whatever he was using was really good. But wouldn't it be fantastic to see him with a live orchestra? I was thinking that. That would just be wow. That would be astounding. Nevertheless, I loved it. I hope you did too. If you did like the video, give it a thumbs up. I appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. You probably already did that before, but if you haven't, just hit that button. I know, believe it or not, over 90% of viewers have still not subscribed, no matter how much begging I do. But that does help. If you want to help more, there are ways to donate to the channel. Buy me a coffee, PayPal donation. Check that below, along with the link to Dan's channel and information about bumping up your requests. And I don't know, there's a bunch of stuff. Oh, there'll be links to my short stories as well, things like that. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know, anything you want. You can always send me private messages as well through my emails. And yeah, in the meantime, keep listening, keep having fun. It's Ron from RJJ's Reactions. Bye bye for now.